What if it's possible to change someone's belief system, not just their behavior? Welcome to another episode, Inner Compass Coaching. Discover more at lifecoachlifestyle.com if you want to get certified as an Inner Compass coach, or you want to learn the marketing methods we use to build a full-time coaching business from the comfort of home. So today we're going to jump in to belief shifting, how to shift the beliefs. Now, again, we keep these videos under 10 minutes, so there's only so much we can cover. Also, on the last video, we talked about how to set anchors, and I was going to teach you how to collapse anchors. However, this needs to be done more live, so we're going to be doing this in some of our live classes. So again, sign up at lifecoachlifestyle.com if you'd like to get on the email list, and we can share with you when we're doing our live classes. So for today, let's jump in. We're going to go into the power of changing beliefs, okay? So our beliefs, and understand this, our beliefs aren't facts. Our beliefs are not facts. They're assumptions, inner rules that shape what we think is possible. So as coaches, we don't help people just set goals. We help them rewrite the inner programming that makes those goals reachable. So what is a belief? Let's talk about what a belief is. A belief is a statement a person feels is absolutely true, even if it's not objectively provable. So beliefs shape our identity. So people say, I'm a leader, I'm not a leader. Our capacity. I can speak in public, great. I can't speak in public. Worthiness, very important. Most people have this inner belief that they don't deserve success. See, beliefs are self-reinforcing filters. You see the world through them and then act in ways that prove them. So limiting beliefs shrink possibility. Empowering beliefs expand it. So we first have to talk about how to identify limiting beliefs. We talked about this on another video, but really when you hear your client go, always, never, I can't, I am, they won't, they never. These statements, these broad generalizations, are usually patterns of self-sabotage or even avoidance, and emotional reactions that seem bigger than the situation. So, how do we question? We use questions to reveal those beliefs. What would you have to believe for that to be true? Someone says, I can never build a business. Interesting. What would you have to believe for that to be true? Okay, we're revealing their beliefs. What does that say about you? Well, let me ask you, how do you know that's true? And we start digging into these simple questions, those three simple. What would you have to believe for that to be true? What does that say about you? How do you know that's true? Asked with true compassion, asked with the right tonality, asked really focused, will get you a lot of information, and we start to recognize what they truly believe. So number one, we want to reframe. We talked about reframing on another video, how to reframe the proof behind the belief. So an example, if a client says, I'm terrible at business. Have you ever had any true success, a win, even a small one? Well, what made that possible? Oh, I'm terrible at business. Can you help them see maybe it's just that particular business or that aspect of that business? Okay. So again, I'm terrible at business. Well, have you ever had any win, even a small one? Well, what made that possible? Help them see the exception that breaks the rule. Then you have what we call submodality shifts. So this is changing how the belief is represented in the mind. Okay, image, sound, feeling. There's a lot to this, and we'll give you a brief version. I ask them to visualize the belief. Shrink it. Change it. Move it. Make the voice silly. Replace it with a new empowering belief and amplify that one. We cannot get to this on this video in 10 minutes, but this is something when you're working with a client is so powerful, so powerful. And then there's belief installation. There's future pacing and anchoring. So help them basically try on a new belief, link it to action and emotionally anchor it. Hey, let me ask you, what would it feel like if you believed I can handle anything? If you truly believe that, how would that feel? And you want to give them a moment, not to just hear your words, but to truly begin to internalize that. What would it feel like if you believe? Take me back to a time when you truly believed I can handle anything. And then when you get that emotion, then we're going to anchor it. We talked about anchor, and we're going to anchor it with a touch, a word, etc. We're going to ask several different scenarios, several different times that this has been true. Either something they did believe or they are going to believe. And we're going to anchor that. We're going to, again, build multiple layers. Then ask, what would you do differently this week with that belief installed? If you really believe that, what would you do differently this week? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. A little bit of assignment. Write down 5 beliefs about yourself or the world. Which one feels limiting? Which one empowers you? So write down 5 beliefs. And then we'll get into this more when we talk about imposter syndrome. And I talk about that a lot in the course. If you've gone through our certification course, go back to the imposter syndrome videos. It's going to be very helpful. Listen in your next session with a client, listen for that one limited belief. And just ask the question, what would you have to believe for that to be true? Question to explore the root cause of that belief. Then write out a paragraph from the voice of your client after they've installed a new empowering belief. Write out a paragraph from the voice of your client after they've installed a new belief. How do they talk, act, feel? Are you with me? All right. So, wrapping this up, your client's outer world is shaped by their inner assumptions. Your client's outer world is shaped by their inner assumptions. When you help them upgrade those assumptions, you help them rewrite the future. Now, what we talked about last was a few minutes ago was basically a swish pattern. Now, this is something from neuro-linguistic programming I'm going to teach you. I've used this with many clients, and it's extremely powerful. It's actually the secret of Tony Robbins' success. So let's jump into it. I'll see you next week. Again, if this is your first time with us, subscribe, like, comment, share, all that fun stuff. And go to lifecoachlifestyle.com, grab a hold of the free book, and I'll see you on the other side.